Hi friends, how are you today? I hope you guys are all having an amazing day so far. My name is Shanda and I want to start off the video today by saying thank you guys so much for choosing this video. I really hope that you watch it and you enjoy it. And if you guys don't enjoy it, I hope you at least give it a chance. And if you guys are returning to my channel, I want to say thank you guys so much for returning to my channel. It really means a lot to me and I really appreciate it. So today, guys, we're going to talk about Gabbie Hanna. Now, a lot of people think that Gabbie Hanna has just lost her damn mind. She's completely unhinged. She's gone too far. And she's been in so much drama in the past, week or two. With so many different creators and so many different people. And she's, attacking so many people. So in this video, we're going to go through, all of the things that she's been in the past, week. And then we will talk about my opinions on it. And of course, I want you guys to comment down below and let me know your opinions as well. So let's go ahead and get into the video. Alright guys, so the first little drama situation I want to talk about is with Rachel Oates. Now, Rachel Oates is a creator here on YouTube. She has a YouTube channel with 220,000 subscribers, and she does book reviews. So she loves books, she absolutely loves poetry, and she does reviews of books. Now, a couple years ago, she reviewed Gabbie Hanna's first book, and she didn't give it a very good review at all. And then a lot of other people reviewed her book, and she pretty much didn't get any good reviews on her book. But she had a new book come out, and this book is called Dandelion. And she reached out to Rachel Oates personally on Twitter and let her know that she has a new book coming out, and she wanted her to review it. So she went ahead and personally sent her book to Rachel to review. Now, Rachel went ahead and reviewed her book, and she didn't like it at all, and she critiqued it, and she gave Gabbie some pretty harsh critiques, but nothing unprofessional, nothing that a different book reviewer or publishing company would do. It's not malicious or anything like that. It was just some harsh critiquing, which you're gonna get if you're a writer, So Gabbie Hanna completely freaked out about this, and she was super mad, and she went to her Twitter and completely talked horribly about Rachel Oates, and basically all of her fans went and attacked Rachel, and she was getting so much hate and threats and all kinds of stuff. And then a bunch of Gabbie fans also flagged Rachel's Instagram account over and over and so many times that they suspended her Instagram account. After that, she just kind of was receiving so much hate that she just decided to suspend her Twitter account. And let's go ahead and look at some of the tweets that Gabbie had. Okay, here is her one of the first tweets here. Now, somebody down here says, "Understandable, I would at least watch Rachel Oates' video. She really has some great poetry recommendations if you like poetry." And then Gabbie retweeted and said, "That woman compared my book to Edgar Allan Poe as if they're in any way the same genre. It's like comparing Shawshank Redemption to Step Brothers. She doesn't understand art. Don't take her recommendation. She's not as knowledgeable as she thinks she is." That is rude. Even if you don't like her content or her at all, that's kind of rude. And when it comes to somebody having a big platform like this, they gotta understand that it comes with responsibility, and their actions deem actions of all their fans sometimes, and then it's just not a good thing to do. But she also posted this and said, "The internet is full of a bunch of unempathetic, manipulative, money-hungry losers. I'm done letting myself feel bad about that." And she posted a few pictures of her poetry. Now, she also posted this, and this also said what kind of monster would do this, and she's posting Rachel some more of her thumbnails, and how much does the internet matter in art? And then she also said, my dog is a better poet than Gabbie Hanna. Now, Gabby is very upset because she feels like Rachel is bullying her, I guess, and because Gabby's book was wrote in the mind of an abused child, and then Rachel wrote this book through the eyes of her dog, and she said, my dog is a better poet than Gabbie Hanna. Now, Gabby took this as very upsetting. She was very pissed about this, thinking that Rachel was just hurting her and bullying her. And Gabby also posted another tweet that said, now this is an accurate comparison. This, Rachel Oates, has terrible fucking taste, LMAO. So Rachel, she said, Bo Burnham's poetry is disappointing. And then she also said, Gabbie Hanna disappoints me. So Gabby is taking that as a compliment. Like, okay, well, she's saying that both of us are disappointing, and Bo Burnham is such a good poet, then she's taking it as a compliment, which that's good. I think that's good, you know, yeah. Turn it and think of it in a good way, I guess, if you want to. But she is not, like, saying it in a good way. She's still kind of being rude about it on her Twitter. So here's another tweet. Gabby says, I also just want to say that Rachel Oatmeal my god, seriously? I just want to say that Rachel Oatmeal took the time to write a book from the perspective of a dog, since I wrote mine in the perspective of an abused child, to mock me. Yet she's still too much of a coward to release under her own name. What a loser, LMAO. So, that's not, I mean, I think that she's just being kind of an asshole right here. I don't know if, I don't think that she wrote it just because of her, to mock her. I don't think so. But Rachel then posted this on her Instagram. If anyone wants a preview of the vile, horrible, disgusting way I mocked and bullied Gabby, here are some excerpts from the book. And then she posted like one of the poems from her book. And she also said on her Instagram, oh no, a completely original piece about Kyra's life in a dog shelter before I rescued her. I'm such a bully. So she's saying here in a sarcastic way that her book has nothing to do whatsoever with Gabbie Hanna. But I can kind of see where Gabby got the idea of that, since she said in her YouTube video right here, my dog is a better poet than Gabbie Hanna. So I understand why she thinks that she wrote the whole book to mock her, but that's a little too far-fetched. I don't think that was the point of that. And here is another tweet from Gabby. Somebody named Gracie said, what is her Twitter? I want to talk. And then she retweeted it and said she deleted her Twitter when people started calling her out on her abusive, manipulative, relentless abuse towards me. You know, like a cowardly loser. So, that's, I don't know. I think she probably did delete her Twitter because she was probably just sick of the abuse that she was getting at the hands of Gabby fans. And honestly, I'm the kind of person that is not at all, I don't like confrontation at all. So like, if I was getting tons of abuse, I would probably delete my account for a while too. I mean, I don't want to read that crap every day. I want to keep myself surrounded by positive people and positive energy. I don't want negative shit all the time. I wouldn't even read it. I would ignore it or just delete my account for a while. So I don't think it's a coward move. I think it's a adult thing to do. I don't know. Just me? I don't know. And then Gabby also decided to post something like this. Now this is a Get Ready With Me in Chat by Rachel Oates, like a makeup tutorial. And it got 4,000 views. Now, Gabby posted the, tweeted, look crazy, whoa. She tweeted this and says, "'Cause no one cares about her unless she's talking about me," literally. Ugh, not a good look, Gabby, not a good look. That is so rude and shitty to say at all. I mean, that's just horrible. She also kept saying this on like her Instagram story about how she only gets 4,000 views on a makeup tutorial, and she only gets views when she's talking about her, and like she was just pretty much being abusive, like she said Rachel was doing. She was being abusive to Rachel and saying, you know, this, and just making fun of her for not getting like 1 million views. And that's just not okay. I mean, yes, Gabby is a huge creator and she's a really popular creator. She's very unique. But geez, like, why are you making fun of smaller creators? It's just mean and shitty and just being a bully. That's just shitty to do. I mean, I'm sure there was a time in Gabby's life when she didn't have a ton of views, and I'm sure there was a time in every big creator's life when they didn't have a ton of views yet and they were still small on the platform. Now, how would they feel, or how would Gabby feel, if when she was still small on the platform, a huge creator made fun of her because she didn't have a bunch of views yet? That's just not cool. Not cool at all. So, just my opinion, but I think that Gabby reached out to Rachel personally and sent her book personally because she thought maybe if she reaches out to a smaller creator and is like really nice to them and sends them her book personally, that they'll give her a good review. And I think that's what she was trying to do. And when Rachel did not give her a good review, she like got super pissed. Like all of her efforts were useless or whatever, and she like got pissed about it, and it just enraged Gabby that Rachel did not give her a good review. But honestly, I think that that's good. Like, good for Rachel for sticking to her true opinion and not swaying her opinion just because somebody was nice to her. That really also shows that she loves poetry and she is passionate about what she does. Okay guys, so the next set of drama that I want to talk about that Gabby has gotten into is with Trisha Paytas. So basically Gabby has been going at Trisha for a while now, and Trisha finally started pushing back and defending herself. So now they're like going back and forth towards each other. But long story short, Gabby was saying that they were really good friends, and Trisha was saying, no, that's not true, we're not friends. And then Gabby said that Trisha invited her to Thanksgiving, and then Trisha said, no, that's not true either. So they both started like going at it back and forth, but Trisha explains it in her TikTok video, so let's watch that and see what Trisha has to say.
So I obviously have heard some of the things she said just from going on my TikTok page and my Twitter, and obviously she hasn't been the nicest to me, but I'm just going to give her the benefit of the doubt that she's going through something. I, of all people, understand that more than anybody. But I guess she called me fake because I said I wanted to just squash the beef, and that's why I went to the podcast. It just cannot be squashed. I'm not being fake. Me and Gabby do not vibe. She is delusional. She spent the majority of the podcast trying to convince me that we were really close friends, and it was super awkward because, one, I don't have a lot of close friends, but two, it definitely wasn't Gabby. She brought up tweets from so long ago that there was one that I didn't remember, and then she's like, see, we are best friends. I was like, what? I apologized to her on the podcast. I was like, I don't want friends. I don't have friends. She said I was lying about the voice memo, but these are the voice memos. I will 1,000% delete these TikToks in the morning, so just do with them what you will now. I don't want to go back and forth with someone who is delusional about the relationship between us. She's very clearly going through a manic episode when last night she tweeted that I was her bestie and I gave her great advice on the podcast and she was going to listen to it, which I thought great. To today, just, I guess, saying horrible things. I literally can't watch it because it will trigger me, and I don't want to get triggered, and people know that I'm triggered easily. But here are the voice memos. On the podcast, she said that I invited her to Thanksgiving with my family, which I don't do with anyone because it's just my dad and my stepmom and my Uncle Joe, who had passed away last year. That's been my Thanksgiving for the past 20 years. But she spent the majority of that podcast trying to convince me that I invited her to Thanksgiving. I told her that that did not happen. She accused me of gaslighting her. I said I was trying to be respectful in her house and not argue with her. She said that was gaslighting. All right, part 3 will be the voice memo, sorry. She's saying this is all part of a show and she's doing this for attention or something. And like, if that's the case and that's the route she wants to go, I'm not gonna judge her for that. But she's calling me a liar and stuff. Here's the voice memos. The next day, she sent these to me.
Oh, and I also wanted to quickly say the things that I was wrong about because since I couldn't sleep last night, this was all I was thinking about. I just was kind of checking for myself. Something I was wrong about was like, we definitely did not have Thanksgiving plans. Like I went back and looked at that and I definitely inflated that in my head where it was more just like, I think you were spending Thanksgiving with Sean's family. And I said, none of my friends were in town. You're like, oh my God, I wish I knew. I would have just like stayed home and we could have eaten together.
So that's when I knew I just wanted to distance myself from her. We weren't friends and I don't know what else to say. She was just trying to convince me we were, and I was just like, but we were. And then she's like, I saw it different, and I was like, okay. If this is true, then good for her. You know, she got trending, and if this is the reputation she wants, or she wants to troll, or, you know, that's fine by her. I think my issue is when she starts calling people names and being really manic online because people are genuinely concerned for her. She calls me fake because I did want to squash the beef, but I couldn't get past her delusions. She said she edited the podcast for me, but I had no edits for her. I told her she could post whatever. She could post the whole thing. I didn't care. Like I said, well, me and Gabby don't see eye to eye and we just do not click. I still think she's a good creator. I still think she is unique enough and driven enough. She's obviously successful that I want to see her succeed. I did enjoy watching Gabby's content, but seeing her attack everybody is like so sad.
So after this video, Gabby went ahead and tweeted this. She said, or somebody, Spillsesh, said, just because someone acts like your friend doesn't mean they actually are. The concept is not hard to grasp. And Gabby retweeted and said, she literally said, I'm tired of the internet not knowing we are friends. You're very intentionally misrepresenting the situation. I can't help that Trisha is fake, two-faced. She pretends to be my friend for years, and thus I believed we were friends. She then says, Trisha said in her 2 videos, once again calling me a liar, that she no longer had those voice notes. If she was lying then or now, who knows? It's impossible to tell with a pathological liar. I do have it though. We'll all hear it soon enough. So it sounds to me like Gabby's a little pissed that Trisha still has those voice notes and that she shared them. But that's just weird. I mean, okay, if Gabby just couldn't comprehend the fact that there's a difference between somebody just being nice to you and like being like an acquaintance than, you know, being like best friends, there's a difference there. And Trisha said many times that she doesn't have a lot of friends, she doesn't want a lot of friends, and that's fine. I mean, okay, but she's still a nice person or being nice to Gabby, and Gabby like just misrepresented the whole situation, and now it blew up into an entire like crazy thing. So Gabby also tweeted this. Now this is the conversation or the text messages. Trisha said, we could have just eaten together. So that's what was really said. So Gabby did misrepresent that. She did say that she misrepresented it, and okay, it's fine. But she also showed this where Trisha did say, I'm tired of the internet not knowing we are friends, LOL. And they were talking about going to a surprise party, a birthday party they were going to see each other at, and they were going to take a selfie together. And she said, I'm tired of them not knowing we're friends. But if you really, like, I don't see why she would misinterpret that. I mean, okay, you can take that as, okay, we must be friends, but she's got to know in her mind that they're not like best friends. They don't talk all the time.
She's got a point.
It's just so confusing to me. I don't get the big deal. I'm not getting the big deal with this, but Gabby is just freaking out. So in one of Gabby's TikTok, someone commented and said that someone said Gabbie is trying to be like Trisha, and now I just can't stop seeing that. And then Gabbie went ahead and responded to this person and said something to the effect of like, well, Trisha, I would be like Trisha if she was talented, or something like that, implying that Trisha was not talented and she was talentless. And then commented again under that saying, "Effing kill me now." And so that was another like rude. But then Gabbie, here's one of her TikToks as well.
Oates is upset that I called her untalented, even though she's allowed to have an opinion about me. She says everyone can have an opinion. She has an opinion about my music. But what's this? You're making fun of me online, you hypocritical fake.
I don't see how that's making fun of her, honestly. I think that wasn't public for everybody to see. She was just saying her opinion, and it was to her personally, so I'm not quite sure.
Hey Trish, good morning. I also was hoping that we were going to move on after the podcast. I was really looking forward to that. But then the same day that the podcast went up, you posted 2 videos within an hour of each other calling me a liar and trying to make me look like a crazy delusional person and gaslighting me like a lot. So I'm just going to show the evidence that you're lying. You were a much, much different person to my face than you were on camera, and a much different person than you're being now. So I'm just tired of you being a lying, manipulative, vindictive, exploitative bitch because you're afraid of what I know about you. As far as Thanksgiving, I wasn't exactly right. You just said that you were gonna stay home and that you should have, and we could have just eaten together. So no, you didn't invite me to Thanksgiving, but I got that fact a little bit mixed up, because that's what happens when somebody that you haven't been friends with for a long time keeps dragging you into their fucking mess online. Sorry about that. But since I was looking through all of our conversations from 2016 to 2019, I thought it would be fun to show everybody the friendship that you said didn't exist, despite the fact that I have years of text messages saved between us. I don't know why you lie like this. You're a really, really mean, malicious person. Like, what are you so afraid? Well, I know what you're so afraid of, and so will everybody.
Okay. So Gabbie says she has years of text messages saved between them, and she posted them. Like, seriously? Who does that? That's really weird. Who saves text messages with their friends, who they think are their friends, for years? Like, your phone deletes text messages automatically. So she had to actually save all of these during the time. So why would you save years worth of text messages between you and a friend? That's just regular messages. That's so weird, just to maybe use against someone one day. That's so odd to me. But Trisha then took to her Twitter after this and said this: "I blocked her everywhere because I have no interest in the back and forth with someone delusional, not seeking help. She voice memoed me the next day. I have it, of her admitting the stories she tried to convince me that happened, in fact did not happen." And Trisha also said this: "Seeing yet another mental breakdown for her is upsetting to me. I went on her podcast trying to do a restart for both her and me, and it just sadly didn't happen. She's not just defending herself. She's being obsessive and defensive over the wrong stuff." Yeah, I think that is exactly right. Someone also tweeted about how Gabbie Hanna is pretty much a complete hypocrite, and she says how she empowers women, but then she always takes any chance that she can to bring somebody down. And so that's this tweet. So somebody here said, "Okay, this pissed me off. Gabbie Hanna, you're all about empowering women, but damn, you take any chance to shit on someone, don't you? Trisha Paytas, just because they has BPD, bipolar disorder, doesn't mean that they can't be happy, especially now they've gotten stability in their life." And she's talking about how there was another tweet where Gabbie said that Trisha just can't be happy, I guess because she has bipolar disorder, I don't know. So Trisha said, "She's a lovely human, isn't she? I made a video trying to give her some redeeming qualities to see her keep posting and remaining creative, and she did this." So it's just... a lot. There's a lot going on between them, and this morning, right before I started filming this video, I saw that Trisha posted a video, and it's like an 18-minute video. I'm not gonna post it all on here, but I will link it down below so you guys can watch it. But here's a little bit of it.
I was friendly to Gabby in 2015 before she lied about my sexual health, which she said she didn't tell me because we weren't friends. But then she's like saying we are friends. So I'm just like, to me, it's actually beyond triggering. I was in the recording studio today, and I couldn't even see straight. I couldn't even see straight because there's like these, it's literally voices in my head, and they're not directly Gabby related, but they become really strong when I start like pondering back and being like, and I'm just begging this person to like leave me alone. Like, I've been doing really good with the blocking. I see it on TikTok. Sometimes people will like send me like, and I also beg people, don't send me anything about her. Like, please don't. Sorry. I'm like, sorry. Like, I know I've been like a shit person. I know I have. I really don't know how I've been a shit person to Gabby other than try and like just like deal with like the anger I had towards her for lying about having herpes or whatever. And you know, that was like really awful to me. That was like an unforgivable thing, but I was really trying to move past it. Oh, I'm not a mentally stable person on my own, so I can't deal with someone else's mental instability. I thought by blocking this person I set boundaries that just, please, can you leave me alone, please? I don't know how else to say this. Like, when I was there, I said I was trying to be respectful of her. I just said I'm gaslighting. I'm sure this will be something. I'm like in 100% sincerity, Gabbie Hanna, I apologize for anything that I've done wrong. If you thought, I apologize if we were friends. I don't even, like, if we were friends and now we're not, like, I don't, this is what really, it just messes up my head because I'm trying to be so sincere. Like, I'm so sorry if I've damaged your life. Like, I've been trying to cope. The reason I made that video in 2019, like the Dear Gabbie Hanna video, is because she would ask everybody I hung out with if I talk shit about her. So I made that video to be like, Gabby, I do talk shit about you, and here's why. I told her in the DMs why. I had to say it on video, so I was like, once and for all, you know I don't like you, I do talk shit, and this is why. And I had one reason, and it was because she said I had herpes to someone that I was sleeping with. It was just like so crazy. And then that person ended up becoming my boyfriend, but it's just like,
that is just so sad to me. Like, she's literally crying and begging for her to leave her alone. That's so sad. She's, like, Gabbie Hanna is pretty much just abusing her and bullying and literally internet bullying her. And she's crying and begging her to leave her alone. And she explains it in the video how, like, this would be a lot to handle for a person with a sound mind, but Gabby knows, and everybody really knows, that Trisha has bipolar disorder, and she says she hears voices in her head, and she has a problem distinguishing reality from what's not reality. So when Gabby is constantly, she knows that, and she's constantly trying to convince her that something happened that didn't happen, it makes Trisha question her reality and question, like, the voices in her head or what's real. And then she said that after that, that's when she decided she did not want to be friends with Gabby at all. I don't know if Gabby knew this and did it on purpose to try and make Trisha think things, or if she's just like that. So Trisha, either way, said that's when she knew she didn't want to be friends with her, because she doesn't want something like that, which is totally understandable to me. It's so sad. She's like begging her to leave her alone, and like, come on, Gabby, just leave her alone. Why not? Just leave her alone. You've said all the horrible stuff you can say, just move on. And the next thing I want to talk about is the beef between Gabby again and Dominic Deangelo. Now, Dominic Deangelo is also a creator on YouTube, and he has about 300,000 subscribers, And back in 2016, he did a video on his channel, or it was maybe somebody else's channel, I'm not sure, but it was the Smash or Pass challenge. Gabbie Hanna's picture came up, and when Gabbie Hanna's picture came up, he said that he would pass, and the other guy said that he would pass too. But this like completely infuriated Gabbie, I guess, that they didn't want to have relations with her. So she just freaked out, and then here's a couple of tweets from Gabbie right here. So Gabbie said, "Hey Dom, I didn't appreciate the misogynistic and hurtful comments about my personal appearance. I'm not fake like all of you. So when you tried to speak to me at a party, I let you know how I feel. I know people like you aren't used to that, as if Dom could get at me." Okay, Gabbie. But then she retweeted that and said, "Can't believe this dude who publicly said I wasn't effable enough for him for views is really out here calling me a terrible human. LMAO, these goofy ass." Now, she also said this, which is, "By the way, I'm seeing all of your comments saying you don't know who Dom the Bomb is. This is the dude who publicly shamed me for my physical appearance because I wasn't effable enough." So that is what she says there. And then she also continues on her rampage and says here, somebody says, "Oh no, a guy doesn't like your appearance because that's his own opinion." And then she says, "Let me make this clear, and then I'll move, and then I'm over this loser who publicly inserted himself into my life for attention." And she said, "It's not about whether or not he wanted to F me. It's about playing a game on a public platform where you get to decide if a woman is effable or not." So that is what she's saying her problem is. It's not so much that he passed, it's the fact that they're playing a smash or pass on their public platform. Or somebody said, named Joyce said, "As if he's effable in the slightest, LMAO." And she says, "He's literally not. That's what I told him when he approached me, and now he thinks I'm a terrible person for doing to him what he did to me. I'm supposed to be sad. I don't fit in with these people, LMAO." The fact of the matter, Gabbie, is it really does look like you're sad that you don't fit in with these people because you just won't let shit go. That shows that it looks like you are sad. It looks like it really does bother you. So if you're going to sit there and say how something doesn't bother you at all, but then tweet about it 15 times, it looks like it bothers you. Just a little. Just a little bit. So Dom tweeted back at Gabbie, and he says this: "Gabbie Hanna is top 3 worst human beings I've met in LA. I think that just needs to be said." So that's what she was talking about in her tweet when she said that he said that she was the worst person. That's supposed to make her sad. And then she said, "You dehumanized me in a dirty game of public smash or pass, and then approached me in public, and I confronted you about it, and instead of pretending it wasn't disgusting and you got offended because I called you short and asked how it felt to be judged on your looks, then you get mad at me, LMAO." So this is what Gabbie basically had to say about the entire situation. So this is what she had on her Instagram.
Next up to bat is Dominic Deangelis. He had to come at me on Twitter, said that I was the worst person he's ever met in LA. So let me tell you about the day I met him. So before I met him, he played a game of Smash or Pass publicly on YouTube. And when my picture came up, he dehumanized me and demeaned me. You know, like a misogynistic, disgusting piece of shit who acts as if he could have a chance with me anyway. So at a party, he approached me like nothing was wrong, and I confronted him about it. And I said I didn't like that. And he was like, "Oh, come on, it's just games." And I said, "Well, you're too short for me to how do you like being judged on your physical appearance?" And then he stormed off and didn't like me anymore. You nasty piece of...
So that's in Gabbie Hanna's own words. That is exactly what happened. Now remember, she said that he dehumanized and demeaned her in that game of Smash or Pass, then he approached her at a party. Okay, so let's continue. So now we heard what both sides have to say. Let's go ahead and go back and actually look at the public shaming and dehumanizing game of Smash or Pass. So let's take a look at that.
The Gabbie show.
The Gabbie show?
Yeah.
Pass! Why would you pass on Gabby?
It's not my type, man. Shit.
She's not my type either. She's not Asian. So,
Please zoom on Julia's face after you said she's not Asian.
no. I passed on her because I feel like she just make fun of me too much. I'd be embarrassed.
Yeah. Okay, I'll say the next one.
Gimme.
That is it. That's basically all that was said. Nothing was said at all about her physical appearance. Nothing was said at all to demean her or anything like that. He just said she's just not my type. That's all he said. And then the other guy said she's not Asian, like a joke. And then he said he thinks that she would just make fun of him the whole time and he'd be embarrassed. Like, what's wrong with what he said? And Dominic isn't even the one who said that part. So I don't understand how he dehumanized and demeaned her. Okay, so now she says that he came up to her at a party and was acting like nothing was wrong, and then she was like, no, I don't like what you did, and then he's like, oh, it's just games. But she probably forgot that she actually recorded that in her entire time that she spoke to him at that party. So, and somebody found that recording, so let's take a look.
Oh yeah, let's talk about it. You passed me.
I did.
So you mean to tell me that if tonight we got a little bit drunk and I was like, hey, I'm really interested in you, you think you're out of my league?
I don't say you're out of my league. No.
But you would pass.
Honestly, I'll do anything when I'm drunk.
Just when you're drunk.
No.
Is it the fact that I'm 3 inches taller than you? Is that the reason you're a little intimidated? Is that why you don't pass?
Yeah.
I think we all know that if Dom had a chance to fuck, Dom would fuck. Right? Dom would fuck. Dom would fuck.
Maybe.
Yo, it's fine. Nobody on my vlog channel knows who you are.
Okay. And also, here, this person that found this video says you approached him at the party. You can hear someone say, are you going to go find him? And it doesn't look like he's mad or offended, even after you made fun of his height and told him no one on your channel knew who he was. Honestly, it looks like this poor guy is uncomfortable this entire time. He's at a party. He wasn't expecting this. He looks like he's very uncomfortable, but the entire time he tries to, he tries to be nice and smile and just keep things lighthearted, and he doesn't say anything mean to her at the party. She approached him, and at the beginning you can hear somebody say, are you gonna go find him?
Oh yeah.
Are you gonna go up to him? Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
So she went up to him, she approached him. The only thing that anybody said about anybody's appearance was her making fun of his appearance, which is something that he can't change, especially his height. And then she demeans him in saying that nobody on her channel even knows who he is. So, yeah, I don't understand. And it honestly just looks like she is very upset that he passed on her. Like, she's like, oh, he would. We know he would. Like, why does it matter? You're not going to be every guy's type in the world. Come on. So, we see that Gabby has lied about everything so far, pretty much everything. But she also says that this was something that she would never partake in. So she does have here her thoughts on the public Smash or Pass challenge. So let's take a look at what she has to say about this.
Welcome back. If you've been here there, welcome if you're new here. I'm sure most of you have seen by now the Smash or Pass challenge. I think it is gross and strange and weird, and I think it's a very interesting path that YouTube has taken. YouTube used to be weird things that you post to the internet, like people falling or cats barking, and then it turned into sketches, and then it became more personality based, and then there's people, tasting food, and then there's makeup tutorials, and now it's YouTubers judging other YouTubers and saying whether or not they them. So this is a challenge that I wasn't really into partaking in.
Okay, so she says that this is a challenge that it would not partake in. Well, in 2015, 2 years before they did the Smash or Pass challenge on their channel, Gabby actually played a game called FUCK, Marry or Kill. So basically you're given 3 people and you have to pick one to do relations with, one to marry, and one to kill. And she played this game, which I know it's not Smash or Pass, but in my opinion it's worse. I mean, who you would kill, okay. So here is that right here.
To Marry Kill Fridays, alright? I'm here with my special guest. You might have seen her on Vine. You might have seen her doing funny shit. You might have seen her twerking. This is Gabby from The Gabby Show.
Thanks for having me.
Marry Kill is a game where you name 3 people and you have to choose someone to fuck. You have to choose someone to marry, and you have to choose who you're gonna kill out of those 3. Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Okay, so I don't know who her choices were or what she said, but it's pretty funny that she said that was gross and disgusting and weird and she wouldn't partake in Smash or Pass, but she's going to partake in F, Marry, or Kill. It's a little weird. So we can see the entire thing with Dominic Deangelis. He did absolutely nothing wrong. He didn't demean her, dehumanize her in any way. He didn't approach her like she said. She pretty much lied about everything. So what do you guys think about this pretty much entire fake scenario that she created? I don't know. But she also posted this as well. So like, Dominic said, "You just weren't my type. You were a bully then and now. You proved my point. You should take a break from social media." And she said, "This guy, for no reason, tweeted something negative about me while it was trending to do so, and I responded. I'm the bully, I'm the bully, I'm the bully, blah, blah, blah." Okay, Gabby, whatever. I'm so confused. But anyway, the next situation that we're going to talk about is Gabby's drama with Oscar Wilde. So this is actually the last situation, but I want to talk about Gabby versus Oscar. Okay, so what actually happened here was Nick Snyder, he tweeted something and it was about Gabby, and Oscar Wilde liked it, and Gabby, it pretty much infuriated her again, and she freaked out all over social media again. And Oscar decided to message Gabby privately and tell her that, look, I don't want any problems, I'm here to talk to if you need someone to talk to. Basically just being nice and being a friend. And Gabby was not reciprocal of that. She was being rude to him and he didn't like it, so he just went ahead and blocked her. And then she freaked out when he blocked her. But that's pretty much long story short. So let's take a look here at the tweets. So Gabby said that Oscar tweeted Oscar liked a tweet that was horrible and dehumanizing of her and was abusive. So I think the tweet here's the tweet, and it says, "The fact that Gabbie Hanna still thinks drama like this will sell whatever she comes out with is proof she hasn't grown with her audience. It's not a shadow ban, it's an everyone's moved on ban, except the Stans, but honestly, just look up where Stan came from. They are," I can't see that, it's too short. Okay, so this is the tweet, and then Oscar Wilde liked it, and then Gabby commented on it and said, "Why did Oscar Wilde like this tweet? LMAO, congrats. It's verified. Like, finally got my attention for you, Nick. You have something to talk about now. Go run and make a video. So that was the whole tweet. I mean, it really wasn't demeaning or dehumanizing. They were just talking about the drama that she's always inserting herself in. But that is the tweet that he liked, and then she got mad that he liked it and responded. And then this is Nick's comment back. He said, okay, I'll make a video once you seek help for your delusions. And I'm sure that that made her mad. So that's pretty much the whole thing. Nick made a tweet. Oscar liked it. Gabby got pissed that he liked it and called him out, and then he directly messaged her. And when he directly messaged her, he was nice, he was friendly, and he was just saying that if she ever needed anybody to talk to, that she could talk to him if she wanted to. And that's pretty much, you know, that's pretty much it. And then she was shitty to him, and he didn't like that, so he blocked her. And then she got pissed that he blocked her. So here's actually Oscar's tweet. Let's take a look at his tweet. He said, this girl brought me into this for simply liking a tweet. Then when extending comfort and any type of empathy, she tells me to publicly apologize amongst an entire novel of my wrongdoings from simply liking a tweet. I cannot. Trying to blast me for blocking her, what the F? And then he actually shares their conversation. He screenshotted it and shared it, and he said down here, she also went on her story telling her fans I reached out and then blocked her and posted DMs. No. I posted DMs after you mentioned me in your Instagram story degrading my character, so I showed the extent of my interaction with you. Simple as that. It's called defending myself. Yikes. So then Gabby tweeted this. I brought him into this. He liked a tweet degrading me. I responded to it as a reply, and then he DM'd me because he was scared. Then blocked me when I tried to talk to him about it. LMAO. These weird ass bitches. I don't know. Thought you were there to talk. Oh, as long as it's not about your actions. What is his action? I'm confused. What is his action? He liked a tweet? I mean, he liked a tweet. So what? Gabby then posted this on her Instagram story.
I'm drama seeking, right? I started drama. I just want attention! Ah! I do want attention. Please. Please! I do want attention. And I think that this should have attention because Oscar Wilde neglected to include a very large part of the story, which was he involved himself in my life and my situation and publicly liked a tweet degrading me, then went out of his way to message me saying that he didn't know what was going on and offer friendship, and then when he was being held accountable to his own action, he blocked me. This isn't going to work on him though. Why not?
Okay, that seems a little bit insane. She seems completely unhinged. It's a little freaky. It's a little unnerving, but especially while she's driving, that's very not safe. But let's go ahead and take a look at the conversation between them. Let's see what really happened. Yo, I don't want no issues, LOL. I just agreed with his point, and as someone who's grown with my audience, I related to it. I haven't spoken to Nick in a bit, nor anyone for that matter, because I've been working on myself and just getting back into music, and I tend to shut everyone out. People are being insensitive, and I totally notice that as well. I've always had my friendship extended to you and will always, because you have always seemed like a genuine person to me. So yeah, if you do need to chat or need a friend, that door is always open. LOL, just don't think that I hate you or anything. I just agreed with his point. I wasn't aware of the entirety of the convo. Hope you feel better. Music sounds great, and I hope you continue to concentrate on that. You're very good at it. Okay, that seemed very nice and sweet, and nothing wrong with that. And she responds with this. Thanks for apologizing. You could say that publicly since you publicly supported my abusers. It would be nice if people stopped DMing me privately to correct the thing that they said publicly. That's what's been happening with my exploitation since 2018. It's pretty horrendous. Otherwise, I appreciate the gesture, but it's a bit empty if action doesn't follow. It's important to stand up for others when you see them being mistreated by the masses. What? What the hell is she talking about, dude? Like, he liked a tweet because he agrees with their point, and he messaged her and was like, I don't want no problems, you know, I'll be here to talk to you if you want somebody. And she said, thanks for apologizing, you should do that publicly. What? Anyway, he says, huh? I definitely did not apologize and still agree with his point. I didn't even owe you what I sent to you, but you seem to be going through a difficult time, and I was attempting to be the bigger person and extend comfort and friendship. Best wishes. Well, I mean, he seems true. He seems like a genuine person who's true to his word. He's like, I didn't apologize, but I agree with his point. Okay, and he still agrees with his point, and he told her that. And then she says, oh, right. That was wrong to assume you'd apologize for hopping in and supporting hate while admittedly not knowing the scope of what's actually happening. I guess I figured you were DMing because you felt bad about hopping on a 3-year senseless hate train while I'm standing up for myself. She then said, if you're actually extending comfort and friendship, do that. Comfort and friendship is apologizing for supporting a statement you didn't look into at the expense of a woman being exploited and degraded. Otherwise, I guess I'm just confused at the point of the DM in the first place if you didn't actually want to extend comfort and friendship or chat. I don't know, you guys. I'm sorry, but she seems completely insane to me. And why is she constantly playing the victim and constantly saying that people are degrading her and people are abusing her and exploiting her and she's just defending herself? Like, nobody is really doing anything to her. No one. Every one of these drama things that's happened this week, no one's really done anything to her. But anyway, Oscar responded with his final response, and he says this. This may work on other people, but I'm not the one. And if this is how you reply to people that try and be kind and attempt to, in the slightest, see your side or comfort you, you attack them with novels and jump to inappropriate assumptions. Again, best wishes, and I hope you find peace. And then he blocked her because he didn't want to hear any more of that crap. Which I'm sure I would have too, and anybody else probably would have. So, I still don't see anything wrong with this at all. Like, he didn't do anything wrong, he tried to be nice. It honestly just feels to me like she really, really, really has a problem when guys don't completely just bow down to her. Like, with Dominic, and then with Oscar, like she can't stand it when a guy just doesn't just bow down to her. That's what it feels like. So after all this, she finally went ahead and posted this.
What's just like super fucking weird to me though is that so many people are so quick to share screenshots. Like, I had a conversation with this person, if you can call it that, and then he blocked me and shared the screenshot. That's so fucking weird, regardless of the contents of the situation. He liked the tweet, I replied to it, he DM'd me, then blocked me, and then shared the screenshots, but I'm the fucking, like, weird manipulative one. Okay!
What? What's funny is when she shares years worth of screenshots and she shares all kinds of screenshots, it's okay. But when somebody else shares screenshots, she gets pissed off because it's not the light she wants to be in, because she wants to be the victim. So when they prove her wrong, she gets pissed. I don't know. Like, why can she share all these screenshots all the time and it's cool? But when somebody else does it, it's not cool. That doesn't make any sense. all that drama she's literally gotten into in like 1 week, you guys. But there's a couple more tweets I wanted to share just like about Gabbie and like who she is. It just didn't sit right with me. Like, somebody says, you're 30 years old, you can't tweet like this anymore. And then she says, I know most of you prefer exploiting and sexualizing young girls for your pleasure and entertainment. I personally am very happy about being a grown adult and looking this. Go shrivel up when you're 30 with the rest of your internalized misogyny, ma'am. What? What is she talking about? I'm pretty sure the person is saying you're 30 years old, you shouldn't be in this much drama all the time anymore. I mean, grow up. And she's like, I know you're exploiting and sexualizing young girls for your entertainment. What? She just goes completely off the deep end if she ever hears anything she doesn't like, and it's insane to me. But another one here, she says, good morning, daily reminder that I could F both your parents and the one person on earth that you love, but I choose not to. Love you all. Have an amazing day. That's a good message? What? She also says down here, she says, dead ass. When I come up with an amazing idea, I get literally horny. Not metaphorically horny. Horny. I mean, that's fine. That's cool, but why would you say that? It's a little weird. But some people say that Gabbie starts all kinds of shit like this when she's getting ready to drop a new song, or she has a new song or something coming out, and like she feels like she maybe needs to start a bunch of drama, so she gets her name trending before the song drops, so then when the song drops, it's like, you know, bigger or whatever. And a lot of people think that that's what she's doing. So someone said that on Twitter, and then Gabbie responded with this. She probably has a song coming out. Yeah, I'm an artist. What you got coming out? A hit tea video? That's just, seriously, like, that's so degrading. Like, why is she constantly saying that other people are degrading her all the time? But what she just said right there, that's pretty damn degrading. Like, especially if it's a commentary channel or something. Like, if it's a commentary channel and they say something like that, then she comes out and says something like that, like, I'm an artist, what do you got? A hot tea video? Like, that's just so degrading, dude. Like, just acting like she's so much better than everybody else, and like, that's not cool. And I don't think that's the lighting you would want yourself to be in. That just doesn't even, I don't know, guys. But other people think that she is just literally, because Gabbie is also pretty upfront with the fact that she has adult ADHD, and I guess it's pretty close to bipolar disorder, and she's pretty upfront with that. And so some people think that she is just completely unhinged and like just going nuts. Like, maybe she's not doing it all on purpose. Maybe she really is just batshit, you know. And then but Gabbie did post this right here, and so she is talking here on like a podcast saying how it's not an excuse. Having mental health is not an excuse to act like that. So let's see what she has to say.
As somebody with a bad upbringing, what I can say about that is there's so many toxic behaviors to undo, but it is your responsibility to undo.
Yeah.
So at our age, like, if we're still reacting in that way, we do deserve some type of like repercussion for that.
For sure.
And, you know, hopefully we're all getting to a point where we're kind of undoing that shit, but like, there is no excuse. Like, mental health is not an excuse to berate people.
Okay, so she says mental health is no excuse. What do you guys think? Do you guys think that she is doing all this on purpose because she has a new song coming out? Or do you think that she is just going nuts? Or do you think she just can't handle, like, guys not wanting her or not bowing down to her? Like, what do you guys think? So I'm going to go ahead and pop some lashes on and some lipstick, and I'll be back with the final look and final thoughts. Okay, you guys, so this is the final look. What do you guys think? I'm not quite sure, but once again, I'm not that great at makeup, but I did my best, like always, I guess. So what do you guys think about Gabbie Hanna? Do you guys think that she is doing all of this on purpose so she can get trending and get her name out there trending, so she's gonna like drop something soon, like a new song or something? Do you guys think that she just literally is just becoming unhinged? Do you guys think she's having a mental breakdown? She did say that she's not having a mental breakdown at all, but I mean, I don't know. I think it might be both. I think that she like literally just cannot stand any kind of criticism about her whatsoever, or she cannot stand anybody calling her out on her drama behaviors. And I also feel like she just cannot stand when men don't completely like bow to her. I also think that she might be becoming unhinged. I don't know, some of those videos are a little scary, but those are my thoughts. What are your guys' thoughts? Comment down below. I love hearing all of your guys' thoughts about everything that we talk about on this channel. And if you guys are not subscribed to my channel, please do so. You know you want to. I would love to have you guys in the family. If you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It really, really helps. And I will see you guys next time. And remember, guys, in a world where you can be anything, please be kind. Bye, guys.